I've taken out my phone, I've recorded a police officer. Can that police officer take my phone away from me? Hello, my name is Jocelyn Simonson. I'm a professor at Brooklyn Law School, and I'm here today to talk about the right to record a police officer in public. Or more specifically, is there a First Amendment right to record police officers in public? And the answer to that is maybe. The general sense is that the answer to that is yes, but it's actually more complicated than that. The Supreme Court has never said that there is a First Amendment right to record the police. What they have said is there is a First Amendment right to curse at police officers, to be loud, to be disrespectful, up to the point that it interferes with public safety. What they have never said is that that right extends to taking out a phone, pressing record, saving that recording. That said, most federal courts around the country, to have considered the issue, have said either yes, there is certainly a right to record, or there is probably a right to record, but it's not yet clearly established. So we have 13 courts of appeals around the country, and 4 of them, only 4, have said there is definitely a First Amendment right to record the police. And then in every other circuit court around the country, it's actually a question that's in flux. And as recently as the spring in 2016, a federal court in Philadelphia said, actually, no, there's no First Amendment right to record the police. A number of people have been arrested for recording the police officer in states where there are laws that say you cannot surreptitiously record somebody. And that's where the First Amendment comes in. If you have a First Amendment right to record the police, then that wiretapping law does not apply to public officials. And in fact, what you find is most wiretapping laws have an exception for public officials in public. If you live in, say, Boston, which is a city in the First Circuit Court of Appeals, where the court has said very clearly there is a First Amendment right to record the police, then absolutely, you can take out your phone, you can press record, and it would be unconstitutional for a police officer to tell you to stop recording, to ask you to leave the scene, to confiscate your phone for the purpose of looking at it, or to delete your recording, unless you were doing something else besides recording. You jumped on a police officer, you put your body between a police officer and someone getting arrested. Something in addition. The phone on its own cannot be what causes a police officer to interact with you, tell you to go away, or arrest you. Unfortunately, even in places where that is the law, or where there are rules that local police departments have saying that they can't do that, that's not always how things turn out. You can imagine the most well-meaning police officer in the world. It's not just that it would be annoying to have a phone pointing at you, but if you're in a heated situation, it might actually make things more heated. And so for that reason, what we're seeing is that all across the country, no matter what the stated law is, police officers are confiscating phones, arresting people for disorderly conduct, arresting people for not obeying an order to back up or to put away their phone. And so that's why it's going to be really important to see not just what circuit courts say, but how the right is interpreted over time. Because we're already seeing dozens of cases filed in every jurisdiction every year, and it's going to get greater and greater and greater. I'm Jocelyn Simonson from Brooklyn Law School, and thanks for watching Talks on Law.
Federal court rules citizens have no right to film politicians and police in public. In a stunning departure from lengthy precedent, a federal appeals court has ruled citizens have no right to film politicians and police in public. By Claire Burnish, August 10, 2017. Contradicting the rulings of 6 others federal courts, the 8th Circuit Court of Appeals annihilated free speech rights in upholding a district court decision stating citizens do not have the right to film public officials, politicians, police, and others in public. In affirming the decision of the lower court to dismiss, the 8th Circuit effectively ended free speech activist Matthew Aiken's challenge to the Columbia, Missouri, Police Department, which he accuses of unlawfully stopping and arresting him on multiple occasions, though nearly all charges were later dropped as he filmed their encounters with the public, in public. Akins says the spate of arrests and harassment from law enforcement is brazen retaliation for the nature of his activist work filming officers on the job. As a journalist and founder of Citizens for Justice in 2011, a group committed to monitoring police for accountability purposes, Akins frequently stopped to record officers' interactions with the general public, a tactic employed by a plethora of civilian impartial observation groups to stem an epidemic of police violence and veritable impunity in courts, so common to law enforcement officers who misbehave. Judge Nanette Laffrey penned in the stunning decision, Columbia police officers indeed had probable cause to arrest Akins each time, and again, contrary to previous rulings from Sixth Circuit courts that he has no constitutional right to videotape any public proceeding he wishes to. Advertisement. Attorney Stephen Weiss already filed an appeal on Wednesday for the court to rehear the case originally filed against Boone County Prosecutor Dan Knight, 2 former Boone County Assistant Prosecuting Attorneys, and several members of the Columbia Police Department, as he contended unequivocally, prior. You can't target journalists because you don't like their reporting. Read more. Cops shut down holographic Chief Keef concert as the rapper promoted ending the violence. ABC affiliate KMIZ reports. Weiss took issue with Laffrey's decision to stay on the case, despite his request she recuse herself. Laffrey's husband, Chris Kelly, was the head of a city task force on infrastructure, which could have skewed her decisions in a case against the city, Weiss claimed. While federal law does call for a judge's recusal, the appeals court said nothing in Akins' case rose to the level of bias or prejudice against his case. While the topic of filming the police of particular interest to law enforcement accountability activists, First Amendment advocates, and others concerned for decaying free speech rights appeared in federal court before, Laffrey's ruling goes against precedents established by the 1st, 3rd, 5th, 7th, 9th, and 11th Circuits, which decided the Constitution guarantees the right to film public officials in public settings, as long as recording does not interfere. In fact, Judge Thomas Ambro wrote the decision for the Third Circuit Court of Appeals in a similar case comprised of separate instances in which Philadelphia law enforcement actively thwarted the efforts of 2 citizens, Amanda Jersey and Richard Fields, to film arrests. Both sued for violations of their civil rights, and like many other litigants won. The First Amendment protects the public's right of access to information about their officials' public activities, Ambro clarified, adding that access is particularly important because it leads to citizen discourse on public and private issues, an exalted exercise of that preeminent protection. The government, ruled the judge, is prohibited constitutionally from limiting the stock of information from which members of the public may draw. American law enforcement, on the whole, has not responded graciously to civilians whipping out cell phones and video cameras to record encounters in public, though filming police can indeed provide additional pictorial and audio evidence in the event of contention or disputation. Bystander videos provide different perspectives than police and dashboard cameras, portraying circumstances and surroundings that police videos often do not capture, Ambro continued. Civilian video also fills the gaps created when police choose not to record video or withhold their footage from the public. Laffrey, however, broke ranks in a manner which could portend a precarious existence of certain First Amendment rights which had previously been assumed by the public and averred in peer courts. States comprising the Eighth Circuit are Arkansas, Iowa, Minnesota, Missouri, Nebraska, North Dakota, South Dakota. The First Amendment is a core American value, Weiss asserted in a press statement following the decision's astonishing departure from precedent. The right to free speech and a free press are central to our liberty and our ability to hold our government accountable. This holding of the Eighth Circuit undermines the basic rights of Missourians and the citizens of the 6 other Eighth Circuit states and undermines the First Amendment rights for all Americans. Reports indicate Akins, barring an unlikely rehearing in the Eighth Circuit Court, may indeed appeal his case to the Supreme Court. Because multiple federal judges have upheld the right to film police and public officials as a constitutionally protected activity on multiple occasions, the ramifications of Laffrey's ruling may not be as far-reaching and detrimental as appears now, but the ultimate litmus test seems inevitably poised for SCOTUS. In the meantime, Irascible law enforcement officers keen to prevent civilians from filming their activities would do well to remember two crucial points. Recording public officials keeps them responsible and accountable for their actions but can also protect them in situations of disputing claims. After all, raw video recordings, not police, officials, or citizens, have no need of mendacity and duplicity. We ask much of our police, Ambro wrote in the July decision. They can be our shelter from the storm. Yet officers are public officials carrying out public functions, and the First Amendment requires them to bear bystanders recording their actions. This is vital to promote the access that fosters free discussion of governmental actions, especially when that discussion benefits not only citizens but the officers themselves. Read more. Video: cop shoves handcuffed boy through window, nearly killing him, loses only 5 days vacation. Lafferty, unfortunately, did not agree, and now the public has yet another constitutionally protected right left dangling by a fraying thread.
Hey, Sheriff, we have a question about why your office, your intelligence division, is investigating private citizens for criminal investigation that happen to be activists that are overseeing your department. Why would you have your intelligence division investigate private citizens? We have done...
for life hating so much.
Sir, we don't hate anyone. We love freedom and we love American people. And government is out of control. That's why you're seeing such a revolt nationwide. Why can't you just answer, why is Susan Edwards, your intelligence division, investigating private citizens? This should not happen.
Are you here to apply for a job?
Possibly I might be applying for a job, but that's irrelevant to my question. Why would you ask that question?
Well, enjoy the fair.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Excuse you?
Excuse me, sir.
So those of you that haven't
Wow.
been on a bike before, we're
Sheriff's getting a little too pushy. You work for us, Sheriff. Just keep that in mind. At one time we respected you, but not with that type of attitude.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and I found that I had to make a change this ending on my videos, letting you know about the channel and fair use laws, you know, how we can report on other people's reporting and how it's good, how it's bad, etc. But you guys can look it up yourself. It is legal. It's in there. But like I've told you before, that I've been cut off from making money on YouTube for 4 years. It's really weird, bizarre, but they cut the money off, but they said you can keep the channel, and now YouTube makes all the money. And if you get bored, plug it into Social Blade website, and you'll see that they are making a huge amount off the site. Right now it's at 63 million views, 53,000 subscribers, almost 3 million views a month. You know, trying to wake people up, and I make nothing. In fact, I got a customer that's ex-congressman. He said if I could ever find a lawyer, sue YouTube on it. But because this is nuts. 4 hours a day, and to save America. You know, but at the same time, it's worth it. Look at what our founding fathers did. They died for this country. So, but getting back to the money part, this is why I'm redoing the video. Is my dream of everyone giving $1, and it's going to be $53,000 a year, or if they did Patreon, which you know, can be monthly. That is not working. That'd be great if it did. Nothing is perfect. And I appreciate the people that do donate, you know, what they can on PayPal. And there again, I'm letting you guys know that is not much. Is, you know, monthly is, oh my god. So anyways, yes, you cannot live on it. It's very, very, very low amount. But the dollar things, I do appreciate that. But when I first said everybody give $1, that's not working. I'm just I'm just letting you guys know it's, yeah, that's that dream. Everybody gives $1. 53,000 subscribers, it's not working. So yes, if you can give more than that, you know, I appreciate it. Like I said, you know, I'm in a unique situation where, you know, we're already debt free, and I'm not rich, but with the little business that we have, I am able to do what I am able to do 45 hours a day, you know, letting you guys know what's going on. In 4 years, I've did the whole thing myself. 12,000 videos on there. I literally get emails where people are like, holy crap, I never knew it was this bad. And it is this bad, and it's getting worse every day because we have the internet, we have cell phones, we have cameras everywhere now, and it's just disgusting what's going on. And then, as you guys know too, now we got Trump, we got Jeff Sessions doing a war on drugs, and now he wants to go after the forfeiture laws again. It's just unfreaking real. So if you can give more than that dream of everybody giving $1, yeah, that old video, that's not working. They're not, they're just not. So anyways, if you can give more than that dream is not working. Hardly anybody is giving. There you go. So that's why I'm remaking the video. If you can give more than that, that would be great. And there again, like I said, the Patreon's there. There is some people on there that are starting to give, but there again, it's very, very low. And like I said, I don't want to get rich off of that. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing because, you know, it's still so stinking corrupt. It's not even funny. My court case that I'm going to be paying out of my pocket myself with Charlotte County's coming up. They illegally looked me up and then posted all my information on LEOAFFAIRS website. They basically doxed me, however you want to say that. I forget what the word is, and they outed me, man. And that information on that site went out to 500 sheriffs, deputies, people that work at the jail, etc., etc., etc. So, yeah, it is very, very scary, but we're going to do a federal case, 1983 case, violating freedom of speech. We have 17 cameras in the house now. We got 2 cameras in the car. I always carry a camera plus a cell phone. A lot of people are highly recommending I get a vest now. If I could, if the wife would let me, I would run for sheriff. We are trying to push the thing nationwide right now, where just to mix it up and to get the topics out there is register to run for sheriff, NPA, no party affiliation, as a write-in, and that is completely free, and you can participate in the elections. And there's a lot of stuff. We got a guy, James McLinnis in Pinellas County, Tampa, who almost won. He experienced the corruption himself. The story is unbelievable. Look him up. It's mind-blowing what they did. It pissed him off. He is very, very smart. He has way more money than I did. He ran for sheriff at the last 3 months last year in 2016 and almost won. He got all of the black vote. And the reason why he did that is because he ran in, I will not bust, we're in Florida, I will not bust anybody for weed anymore unless it's an ungodly huge amount, like pounds. And then he also ran in no more victimless crimes, no more of this freaking road pirate bull crap. And then he was going to cut the budget by 30%. And when you think about that, you can. If you stop the road pirates, you can get rid of a bunch of people. Gone. So, the wife has been saying, yes, I can, yes, I can't. So I don't know. We're trying to find somebody that can do it because I am busy doing this anyways. But, so I'm making a video, like I said, that $1 a month from everybody, you know, for 53,000 subscribers, that is not working. I'm just letting you guys know. Absolutely give way more than $1 a month. If you can, I appreciate anything. By the way, remember too, when you give that, PayPal takes like freaking 15 to 20%, so it's even worse than that. But, and there again, like I'm letting you guys know, it's way, what I get is very, very low. Appreciate it, but it is very, very low. Can't live on it. I'm just, you know, I'm working, and that's what I'm working on. And that court case is going to cost a buttload of money. That's federal court. Just the filing fees and the depositions that we're going to be doing with this corrupt cop. So there's another reason to give. We are going to be doing a deposition with this very corrupt. He was in a drug squad. He is a bad guy. He's on steroids. We heard steroids are rampant here. That's why their attitude is so bad. And we are going to get him on video, and it will be on YouTube. So that case alone is $5,000 just to bring it to court, and that's my money out of my pocket. So there's another reason to give, and give way more than $1 if you can. So keep that in mind. This is the new video, and I see, God, I talk a lot. It's already 7 minutes, but had to make it just to let you know that $1 a month from everybody is not working. They're not doing it. So if you can give more than that, please. So thanks. Keep it up. Share, like, subscribe, tell your friends, send me your videos on corruption, and I'll post it.